Welcome back to the channel, guys. In today's upload, I am going to be going over the new Season 3 weapon, which is the Renetii. And for those of you who do not know what the Renetii pistol is, it came in the Season 3 update, which was about a week ago. It's one of the DLC weapons that they brought in. And it is a secondary, it's a semi-automatic pistol. And at first, I was a little bummed that they added a secondary instead of a primary to the game, because if they added a primary, it's just more fun to use, more fun to go for challenges, and just more content. And so I was a little bummed when they released a secondary instead of two new primaries. But then after using this gun for a couple games, I actually think it's one of the best guns or the best secondary in the game. Like, this thing is crazy. I'm going to give you guys some class setups in this video, and using those class setups just make this gun so OP. But so the way I'm going to be doing this video, I'm going to be going over a couple different topics, and if you just want to skip to a certain topic, just go down to the comment section and I will have some timestamps down there for you guys to click on if you want to skip to a certain topic. And I'm just going to list off right now each topic that I'm going to be going over and what's going to include in each topic. And so the first topic is going to be about the stats for the gun. I'm going to be going over how many bullets it takes at what range to kill your enemy, and what the damage multiplier is for the legs, head, or chest at what range. And the second topic is going to be about a gold gun guide for this weapon. So for those of you that like to get gold on your guns, like Damascus, like me, and so I'm going to be showing you guys the fastest way to get gold on this weapon. And the third topic is going to be a best class setup for this weapon. I got 2 best class setups for you guys and 5 different loadouts that you guys can use for this Renetii. And the last one is just going to be some tips and tricks for this gun, like what things to look out for or what you should focus on while you're using it. But so anyways, guys, let's just get right into this. Okay, I'm going to be going over the shots to kill at what ranges and the multiplier. So at close range, which is about 0 to 10 meters, and I will put all these stats up on the screen just so you guys know. In multiplayer, it's going to be about 2 to 4 shots to kill, and in Warzone, it's going to be 4 to 8. They have the 100 health and then 3 armor plates, which is 50 health each, so it's going to be a total of 250 health. And the base damage of this weapon is 33, and the chest damage is going to be 42, and the head is 66. Which is a pretty good multiplier, so make sure you guys are aiming for the head and chest. And now over to medium range, which is about 10 to 20 meters. In multiplayer, it's still going to be about 2 to 4 shots to kill. In Warzone, it's going to be 5 to 9, so a little bit more. And the base damage for medium range is going to be 28. The chest is going to be 36, and the head is 61. And now over to the longer range, which is 20 meters and up. For multiplayer, it's going to be 2 to 5 shots to kill. And in Warzone, it's going to be 5 to 11. So in Warzone, it's kind of more of a drastic change. And the base damage is going to be 23, the chest is going to be 29, and the head is going to be 50. And so that means it is going to be a 2-shot headshot no matter what. So if you're at long range, make sure you're aiming for those heads, because if 2 bullets hit, they're dead. And in the hardcore modes, if you guys didn't know this, the max health that you have in hardcore is going to be 30. And so make sure you are hitting people in the chest, because then it will be a 1-shot 1 kill. If you hit someone in the legs or in the torso, then it's going to be a 2-shot kill. And the only time it's going to be a 2-shot in the chest in hardcore is at long range, so 20 meters and up. And now over to the second topic, which is the fastest way to get gold on this gun. And so the best mode to play if you're going for gold is going to be the Stir Crazy mode, which is a 10v10 mosh pit, but make sure you have it on hardcore. If you have hardcore 10v10, you play on the regular maps with 10 people, so it's just more chaotic, more kills for you, and it just makes going for gold on this weapon just a breeze. And the class that you guys are going to want to be using if you're going for gold is, for the primary, do a riot shield, and this will protect your back, like in the clip I'm about to show you right now. See, according to that clip, the riot shield is just super OP in hardcore. It's very annoying for the enemy team, as you guys could tell, but I would just use it. It's going to make your life a lot easier while using this weapon. And for the secondary, of course, throw on the Renetii. And the loadout you guys are going to want to be using if you're going for gold is the monolithic suppressor, just to suppress your shots, keep you under the radar, makes it so the enemies don't really know where you're coming from. For the barrel, I throw on the MK1 extended. This is going to add to your damage range, bullet velocity, and recoil control. So with this attachment, then you can one-shot people across the map on hardcore if you hit them in the chest. And then the third attachment is going to be the 5 MW laser. I say this because it's going to increase your sprint to fire speed, which is always a very good thing to have. You always want to focus on that sprint to fire speed, even more so than the ADS speed, because this is when you usually get kills when you're running around the map. And it adds a plus to the hipfire accuracy. In hardcore, if you're hipfiring with this weapon, which is why I recommend, don't really aim in unless they're like medium or long range. If they're close range, don't even bother aiming in. Just hipfire. This gun is actually so accurate on the hipfires. And for the optic, I did the VLK 2.5 times optic. And the reason for this is it will help you pick off those players at medium and long range. So at close range, you have the laser for hipfiring. And the medium long, you have a nice little scope that's not like too much of a zoom, but it's just the right enough zoom to be able to pin those players down at long range. And the iron sights on this weapon aren't the best, and so this just kind of helps you aim a little bit easier. And for the trigger action, I added the lightweight trigger. This is going to increase the fire rate. The only thing you have a decrease is the aiming stability, which doesn't really matter, especially when you're hip firing or if you have that sight long range. Aiming stability won't really matter. For most of the pistols, I usually do a match grade trigger just because it's like right in the middle, has good fire rate, and it adds aiming stability. But in this case for the Renetii, it's going to decrease your hipfire accuracy. You really want to have your hipfire accuracy up there, that's why we have the laser sight on, so make sure you have the lightweight trigger. And now over to the perks. The perks don't really matter as much, it's kind of up to you, but for me personally, I like to run cold-blooded or EOD. If I'm in a game where there's lots of proximity mines or claymores or lots of grenade spam, I will throw on the EOD perk. But for hardcore, I really prefer cold-blooded just because there's a lot of people going for challenges. And a good tactic to do when you're going for like your long shots is to throw down a smoke in front of you and throw a thermal on your gun. It conceals you, but you can still see the enemies. So having cold-blooded will make you less vulnerable than if you didn't have it against those players. And for the second perk, I do Ghost. I pretty much always run Ghost. And the third perk, I run Tracker just so it's a little bit easier to get kills. You could do Battle Hardened. I just prefer Tracker when I'm going for camo challenges, especially with the pistols. And for the lethals, I did C4 and Stim. These don't really matter as much, it's just whatever you prefer. And now over to the camos. And so most of these challenges you will actually do naturally. So like the spray paint is just get 250 kills, you'll get that done naturally. The woodland is get 50 headshots, you will get that done naturally. For the digital, all you have to do is get 40 crouching kills. This one you actually kind of have to try, but it's super easy. All you have to do is just walk around the map crouching, or if you see someone, just crouch. Super easy challenge. For the dragon camo, it is get 30 hipfire kills, but you guys should be hipfiring in hardcore with this weapon, so this should be a breeze to get through. For the splinter camo, all you have to do is get 30 long shots. Since you are playing the 10v10 hardcore mode, you get some of the 10v10 maps in there, and so on those maps you can just get your long shots. Don't even really focus on them, just run around the map, play aggressive, and you'll get these long shots just naturally. And for the topo camo, all you have to do is get 25 double kills. This one's super easy, you will naturally get this done, I guarantee that, because in hardcore 10v10 you'll get some of the small maps, and so on the small maps you'll just naturally be getting double kills. And by the time this gun is maxed out, I guarantee you will have all 25 double kills. If you are struggling, just go for big flanks, that's what I usually focus on when I'm going for double kills. And for the tiger camo, all you have to do is get 110 kills while using all the attachment slots. Super easy, just use this loadout. You don't have the full loadout unlocked yet, just throw on random attachments and you'll get this done naturally. For the stripes, you have to get 25 kills shortly after reloading. So while you're going for this one, you actually have to try for this one. I would take off one of the attachments. I probably would recommend taking off the optic and throwing on the sleight of hand perk. And what I would do is just shoot one bullet right when I spawn in, and then when I see an enemy I'll reload and kill them. It gets a little frustrating, but it's honestly not too bad. And so all you have to do is just shoot a bullet and find an enemy, reload, and then kill them. And now over to the reptile camo, all you have to do is get 75 kills while using no attachments. Super easy, just take off your attachments. It's gonna be a little frustrating, but it's not too bad. And now over to the skulls. This one's probably the most challenging, which is get 3 kills without dying. I would just go on for big flanks, just run around the map, try to come up behind your enemies, and you should be able to pick them off pretty easily. And another tip I have for this camo is just to play super aggressive for like the first 2 kills, and then for the 3rd kill, just sit in a corner and watch a certain doorway, or just play super campy, play really slow until you get that 3rd kill. Or you can just do that for all 3 kills. And so honestly guys, the pistols in this game are so easy to get gold in this game, especially with the hardcore 10v10 playlist. And so now over to the best class setups. I'm going to first go over the best loadouts for the weapon. And the first loadout I have for you guys is if you want to use this gun as a single fire, not in the burst mode. And the loadout for this is a monolithic suppressor, MK1 extended so you can have plus damage range and bullet velocity, and a 5 MW laser, the lightweight trigger, and the XRK speed grip. If you want to use an optic, you can take off the XRK speed grip and throw on a optic, or if you really don't like hip firing, I would take off the laser and throw on the optic. And now over to the burst mode. So if you guys didn't know, this gun you actually can turn into like the B2 3R from Black Ops 2. It can be a 3-round burst, and when you throw on this attachment, this is when the gun really gets OP. And the first attachment I throw on this one is the monolithic suppressor. If you're having a hard time controlling the recoil with the burst, since it does add a little bit of recoil, I would throw on the Desperado Pro Compensator. The only reason I still prefer the monolithic suppressor, just so I can have the extra range and the sound suppression, is with the Desperado Pro Compensator, it may sound like you have a suppressor on, but you still show up on the minimap, and so if you don't mind showing up on the minimap, I would use the Desperado Pro Compensator. But I usually like to be stealthy, so that's why I use the monolithic. And for the barrel, you have to use the MK3 burst mod to make it a burst. And for the trigger action, I do the lightweight trigger. And for the ammunition, I throw on the 27 round mag, and that is because when you have the burst mod on, it will make you fly through your ammo way faster, and so you kind of need that 27 round mag on so you don't get caught running out of ammo. And then for the rear grip, I do the XRK speed grip. Again, if you want a sight on this gun, I would take off the XRK speed grip and throw on a optic. And now over to the burst loadouts. So if you guys didn't know, with this gun you can unlock the burst, and to unlock the akimbo perk, it's very easy. I believe I already completed it, so it's not telling me what you have to do, but I believe all you have to do is throw on the Mo Money perk and get like 3 kills in 5 different games, so super simple. And so for the akimbo class, I use the monolithic suppressor, a 5 MW laser, a lightweight trigger, the 27 round mags, because when you're firing 2 of these, you're going to be going through the ammo twice as fast. And for the last loadout, this is probably my favorite loadout. This is like my go-to loadout I'm going to use for this weapon. The first attachment is the monolithic suppressor, and then for the barrel, I do the MK3 burst mod, trigger action, lightweight trigger, ammunition, 27 round mags, and for the perk I do the akimbo. So this one is a burst akimbo, and this thing is amazing when you have the burst mode and the akimbo and the 27 round mags. With the light rate trigger, you're just like spamming shots out. Literally no one can kill you at close range. Like I just run into the headquarters and I just obliterate everyone in the room. This thing's amazing when you have the burst mode and the akimbo. But for the other loadout I showed you guys where you don't have the akimbo and you have the XRK speed grip instead, and you have the burst mode, this loadout is probably my second favorite. I'm just wanting to use this gun not in the akimbo mode, just like regularly. This thing is actually amazing like this, so I would recommend this loadout or the akimbo burst mod. Oh, and before we get into that next topic, I just want to show you guys this super funky class that you can make on this gun. So you just go over to the muzzle, put on the oil can suppressor. Trying to remember this. I think for the, so you do the ammunition, 27 round mag. You can throw on a sniper scope on this. And so, well, pistol scope, sorry. And then you can throw on the stock, put on this one. This thing is so, like, what is this? What is this thing? Look at this thing. This thing looking crazy. Wait, can I do akimbo? Oh, no, I can't. Look at this thing. This thing looks so funky. And I'm going to show you guys a clip of it right now of me aiming in with it. Isn't that insane? This thing is so slow. I think this is one of the slowest aiming in guns in the game. And that is going to wrap it up for a full guide to the Renetii pistol. If you guys did enjoy this video, please let me know in the comments. I reply to everyone. And if we can get like 5 likes on this video, that'd be awesome. I usually get like 10 to 20 likes just because my videos for some reason have been kind of popping off. But if we can get at least 5, that would be great. So make sure you hit that like button. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I upload best class setups, tips and tricks, how-tos, and pretty much anything about Call of Duty that's going to help improve your skill. So if you want to get better at Call of Duty, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And I just hit 300 subscribers, so thank you to everyone that has subscribed. It really means a lot to me. But anyways, I will see you guys in the next video.
No sleeper seats, that's a mattress. No sleeper seats, that's a mattress. You ain't stingy, split your tablets.